Hi, my name is Dr. Erica Steele. I'm a naturopathic doctor and founder of Holistic Family Practice in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I wanted to do an educational piece on the complexity of the body. And what I mean by that is we are conditioned in our Western culture to just look for one thing. So in allopathic medicine, let's say you get sick, you've been generating disease for a while because in any given moment you're either building health or building disease, right? So your nutrients are going deficient, your body is accumulating toxicity, your body's coming out of balance, and then you're starting to develop symptoms as a response, which the symptoms are just nothing more of the body trying to maintain homeostasis, which is balance. The symptoms are a way that the body's telling you that it's healing. In allopathy, symptoms are a negative thing, but in naturopathy, and homeopathy, we look at symptoms to kind of help guide us in our healing process. So that's one distinction to be aware of. So let's say the person, starts to develop symptoms. They don't know what's wrong. They go to the medical doctor, and the medical doctor looks at, let's say, their labs or listens to their symptoms, and they go, okay, well, based off of the symptoms that you told me, let's suppress the symptom by giving you this particular drug, right? And what that's done is it's trained us to believe that there's only one problem. There's only one thing that's going to fix the problem. And so then we take a medication, maybe there's side effects to that medication, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, because it's not truly treating the cause, it's just treating the symptom. And so we go back to the doctor and we say, oh, that didn't work. They go, okay, well, let's try this other medication. You try the other medication, or maybe at that time you're frustrated. You say, well, let's look at more diagnostics, let's go to a specialist, et cetera, et cetera. And so it becomes this kind of revolving door, but it's really because the patient is looking for that one thing that's going to do it. And so by the time they come into my office, they're very frustrated, let down by healthcare, and they're still coming in with that same wiring of it's going to be one thing. And so I really wanted to create this video to help people understand it's never one thing. It's a combination of things. We look at, diet, we look at environmental, meaning toxicity, we look at gut health, we look at the overall organ health and function, how the organs are functioning. We look at the role of stress response, mental health, emotional health, well-being, right? We even look at spiritual health. There's a lot of different mechanisms that we look at in order to help guide us, right? It's never one thing. It's always a combination of things. Let's say the person, is not sleeping, right? If you're not able to sleep, you're not able to repair, you're not able to heal, that can go on for quite some time. Then the adrenal glands, which are your stress glands, start to burn down. Then the immune system becomes inhibited. Now it's more susceptible. Now it takes on more bacteria. Not to mention now you're tired, so you're not able to, prepare your food properly. So then you're eating out. So then your macros are off balance. Your nutrition is not healthy. You're eating too many fats. It's clogging your liver. You see what I'm saying? It's like a vicious cycle of things that kind of happen. So when a patient comes into me, it's my role to unravel those things, but also teach them how they got to where they are. Also, too, some of the things happen in the womb as well. Your immune system develops the first 2,000 days of life. So that's from conception to up to 2 years. We have not had any long-term studies on medications for women because the Health and Human Services started including women in pharmaceutical studies at the end of the 90s. And so we don't have any long-term, so we don't know the impact of that on the DNA. So we have a lot of methyl genetic issues, methylation pathway issues, and protein issues within the DNA. I'm also trained in genetics and methyl genetics and can stabilize those different things. Of course, we can't fix them, those polymorphisms, but we can stabilize them. It's interesting to note too that a lot of times diet is indicative of the genetics too. So that's something that we look at in our practice. Then there's the epigenetics. That's the environment to what we put the genes in. So even if you have a genetic predisposition to something, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to manifest it as long as you know what to do. And that's the challenge, is most people don't know what to do. Most people don't know how to be healthy. They don't know what to do to be healthy. healthy. And so that's why in our practice, we educate people. It's much easier to educate you what to do so that you do it your whole life rather than just telling you, okay, do this, do that, and you have no ownership of the information. Then it doesn't turn into a lifestyle. It's more of a quick fix kind of solution. And so I'm really committed to helping people heal through lifestyle changes and teaching them the information they need to know in order to make those shifts. So again, never one thing. I know it's tempting to oversimplify the body, but the body is not that simple. That's why they call it a practice, right? It's very complex and there's a lot of moving parts, and it's helpful to have a skilled provider by your side to be able to guide you through all of those different parts and break it down step by step. I really enjoy where I go over these, big lab panels. Like I'll take a standard lab panel, a CMP14, a CBC with diff, TSH lipid, and I'll create a 30-something page report and I'll go over it in detail, more in depth than most any other provider because my training in biochemistry. And it's like, whoa, all this information. And then we take all that information and we break it down step by step over time. And so it's very rewarding to educate people about their health and then watch them make the necessary changes in their health in order to transform so that they have more empowerment. And then on the other side, they're so excited, lit up, they help their families and they help their friends and their colleagues get well too. So it's just an amazing opportunity to be able to educate people. My name is Dr. Erica Steele, Holistic Family Practice, and we help families live naturally.